Okay, so resuming from where we left off earlier, where I got cut off by the loading screen. And now we're gonna go bust us one stupid retarded jellyfish. This one, by the way.
Zemandis?
Or should I say, regards the works of the Enkindlers in despair?
It seems this one has been apprehended, but confinement is irrelevant. The work of the Enkindlers cannot be stopped.
You're insane.
Why are you trying to help the Reapers?
We obtained information regarding the Enkindlers from classified sources.
The Enkindlers? You mean the Protheans?
Yes. As you are aware, Commander Shepard, the Protheans eventually became the Collectors, and the Collectors served the Reapers.
So by his insane troll logic, that means that we have to serve the Reapers now.
As a faithful servant
He's
of the
in crazy.
Enkindlers, we too must serve the Reapers.
You big stupid jellyfish.
My thoughts exactly.
You know, I support religious freedom for all species, but that's just crazy.
Your skepticism
Thank you,
does not
Kasumi.
matter.
Miss
When the
Obvious
Enkindlers
here.
uplift us as their chosen sapients, the galaxy will bear witness.
You're insane, and we can't allow you to endanger your planet. We are taking you into custody.
And he doesn't care.
Your belief in your victory is mistaken. Our planetary defense network is largely automated. It can be disabled with a single virus, which I have just uploaded.
Insane.
Wait, a virus would be detected unless sent on low-priority channels, which have a time lag. I may be able to block the upload.
You may be delayed.
Help him! I'll handle this!
Thank you for shooting the jellyfish.
Got it. Upload's disabled. Looks like we're in the... Wait. He's got some kind of failsafe. Get down!
Aww. Although,
the
if you
entire
didn't
time.
see this coming, I mean, really,
no
Kasumi not gonna get killed that
I intended
easily
to
after
arrest
all
her.
that happened to her in the last game.
She helped me take down the Collectors, and she just gave her life to save the Hanar homeworld.
Point taken. It was an honor to work with you, Shepard. When the time comes, I'll be there to return the favor. With a few friends.
Which gets you Spectre support for your war assets, which is awesome sauce. Okay, you can come out now, Kasumi.
You can come out now.
How'd you know?
Oh, please.
Lucky guess.
There's no way you're recruiting me to fight in a galactic war.
The Crucible Project needs technical experts.
I'm not a scientist.
No, but you're the best thief in the galaxy, and you can hack unfamiliar technology better than anyone. They could use your help. And think of it, all that expensive tech just lying around. It's not like they're gonna check your pockets at the end of the
Boy,
project.
does she know how to get
You say the nicest things.
anyone to work for her.
All right. I'm in. And Shep. Nice working with you again.
I'm sure. Honestly, it's fun to see all these little missions come up with all the favorite characters, but I do wish they could have allowed you to recruit more of them. But that being said, I mean, I'll take what I can get. Spectre Unit War Asset, Kasumi Goto, Hanar Defense Forces, Hanar Andrel, I'm sorry. So I think it's about time we pack up and took a walk off of the Citadel. I think I'm going to, what, the hangar bay? This is a great example of how this game works. It's like, I played so much of this game when it came out, I can't even remember where I spent like 80% of my time, other than the fact that it was awesome.
Now arriving at ward level
Purgatory. Gonna go bother to Loke again, aren't I? Yes, yes, coming through.
I hate this guard duty assignment. I hate everything right now. Nothing to do about it. Where was it again?
Didn't think I was making it off Benny.
No, neither did I. Neither did I.
They had it. If he hadn't drawn their fire, well...
Now, in one of the earlier videos, we talked to the diplomat about his lost son. This is his squad reminiscing about him and they aren't willing to talk, but they're drunk as hell and they're talking about it anyway. So if you go to the planet Benning, you'll know that you'll run into that eventually. But you can't talk to these guys. They won't talk to you. So I'm going to go bother Taloque real quick and then take off.
Look who's here. So what's on your mind, Shepard? I know where to find you. I'll be in touch. We'll be seeing each other soon, Shepard.
You know, it's funny. I always envisioned that if it came down to it, my Shepard could kill Arya. Powerful as she may be, I've taken on stronger.
I'm just gonna hang here for a while.
Alright, meet me at the ship then. Now, it's funny. If you come back later on, during later parts of the game, you'll actually find Joker and Edie in here, which is pretty funny. And I could have, but I never bothered. There is an option in this game where you can actually go to certain bars and get plastered. But I never really bothered because I was too busy doing the actual gameplay. And I don't know why, but when this game initially came out, I had like a hard time with location recognition. So I was constantly getting backtracked and sidetracked. I missed the mini-map. Still, while I don't think it'll be able... I didn't think it would be able to meet my expectations as regards to the second game, which was still, in my opinion, the best of the series. I must give credit to it. I thought it was a great game on its own, and I thought that, minus a few things, it was well worth the investment. I will say this. I did not think the music was anywhere near as good. And that's partially because I feel that the musician for the second game, Jack Wall, gets the series so well that when it came time for them to do epic music for the second game, he did it so brilliantly that it couldn't have been topped. And see, I still can't talk to this guy because I don't know.
Not yet.
So, and this was the first time I played it, so I didn't understand how a lot of the side missions worked.
Please select a destination. 1 moment, please.
And what it really boils down to is that, like in this first run through, I spent a lot of time just walking around trying to find side quests and stuff. In the second game, when I played through as one of my male shepherds, I literally blew through like 80% of the game in like half the time because I knew where everything was. And here's Dr. Michelle again.
Hello again, Commander. Here to see our patient?
How is Ashley doing?
Stable. There's no evidence of cognitive impairment from the concussion, but multiple shoulder fractures are still on the mend. Bed rest under observation is all that's needed now. I'm sure a visit would be welcomed.
Keep up the good work, Doctor.
You too,
And see, I find it funny that all the robot did was slam Ashley's head into the wall, and she's in armor. How'd she break like a dozen bones?
Coming by again, Shepard? I'm flattered.
I wish the best for you, Thane.
And I for you. Do not grieve for me.
One thing that I was really
Good
disappointed in
doctors.
was that you
My
didn't
son
get to spend
is
more time with
executive.
Thane.
Perhaps we will
Because
keep up
Thane,
the
like I
advanced
said
technology
earlier,
you are free.
absolutely one of my favorites.
According to the Council, these galaxy-wide attacks are part of a massive...
Welcome, Commander Shepard. Please select a destination.
Yeah, let's get back out of here. Now, to be fair, I didn't... When I got into Mass Effect 1, I got it on, good authority that was a good game, and I enjoyed the heck out of it, but I felt that
Emergency civilian housing.
at the time, it was, for all intents and purposes, an experiment. it was them trying to figure out how to make the game work, balancing an action shooter, RPG with, the grandiose of a space opera. And that's all well and good. But I just think that I think it reached its peak refinement in the second game. And I honestly feel it sort of took a bit of a step back here in the third, because while I do think the game has better action than the others, I think it had, well, to be frank, I think it had a little bit less structure and a little less variety. I will say its set pieces were miles beyond even Mass Effect 2's. But, set pieces alone don't a game make. Now, if they ever continue the series, and I've heard that they're going to do some DLC, but if they ever continue the series, I hope that they leave the entirety of the Shepard story as it is, and just end it as it is. I know that they're talking about, redoing some of the ending stuff after some gamer outcry about it, and that's fine, I understand that. But I don't want them to change the bulk of the story. I'd like to see them actually do an RPG of this game where you don't have to be shoehorned into a specific character name. I'd like you to be able to actually choose your own. Because I think that would be very interesting to be the hero of your own story, where, like in the first game, you can choose your starting point, you can choose your background, you can choose your history. But I think it'd be good that you could also choose, for example, if you weren't an Alliance military, if you were on the ship as a passenger, or a former convict or something. Or if you could choose where, you start the game as a traitor who winds up getting hauled into the battle because you're left with no other options. I'm just, speculating on my opinions and my personal viewpoints. I do, however, feel that there's a lot of potential in this universe that they haven't expanded on that they could really do fantastic work with.
Commander, come to check on your new recruit. Just wanted to see how
Just
you were doing.
checking in on
Still
you.
trying to get my bearings. When I was working on the Normandy's upgrades, I left at the end of the day. I didn't even have a toothbrush or a change of clothing until I made some emergency purchases on the Citadel.
Next time you need something, just ask. You're not alone here.
Oh, it's no trouble, Commander. I'm sure you have larger concerns.
We can put in a requisition order.
Yeah,
My
slight problem with that.
toothbrush is a Cision Pro Mark IV. It uses tiny Mass Effect fields to break up plaque and massage the gums. It costs 6,000 credits.
Yeah, you're on your own.
Okay, yeah. You're on your own with that.
In any event, I appreciate you giving me the chance to stay. Was there anything else?
Carry on, Specialist.
Alright. Check my messages. Nothing new. Alright, let's get on to it. I forget where I'm going next. I think I was going to do a little bit more... What the crud? Oh, I must have hit the Citadel by accident.
You're cleared to dock, Normandy. Do you need ground transport?
I'll handle it.
Yes, Commander.
Ah, yes. One of Mass Effect's great vistas. One of the biggest problems with the Mass Effect series, even on the, the early days in the first game, was the sheer load time. Even when installed on a hard drive, it was kind of insane. Now, granted, it was faster on a hard drive, and it was easier to do. But for anyone who's not familiar with the series or who hasn't gotten into it, it's not required to play the series from the starting point, but if you really want to have fun, I highly recommend it. Because I think that's probably the best starting point. Is to just go right from the starting point and get back to it. Now, I'm going to do a little searching and hunting here. And I think we're going to then go ahead and start Grissom Academy. Now, who am I taking with me? I actually had a bit of a hard time deciding, I guess. Either that or I put the controller down for some reason. Yeah, they all have different outfits and armors that you can use. Ah, there we go. And I think we're going to be wrapping up here because I want to start a new video for Grissom Academy. Yeah, see, I'm not properly loaded out here. I need to swap out my gear. And see, I'm not a sniper rifle player. And I think what I eventually chose was to balance my weapon loadout with my power loadout. But at the same time, that particle rifle is just so freaking awesome. The N7 Eagle. And I think I got like one add-on for it at this point, and then yeah, that's the loadout. And I think I stuck with the Vindicator for the longest time because it was honestly my preferred, weapon for a while there. And I think it wound up being the best balance because I could use my powers a lot and I could lay down some significant firepower. And for Garrus, or Javik, no, that's Javik. And I definitely gave him the particle rifle. And the N7 Eagle. And they maxed out their weaponry. And with Garrus, of course, he never goes anywhere without that sniper. And I think we're just about loaded out here. Now, a little bit of trivia. In the second game, the Vindicator is a weapon you actually found in Garrus's room, if I remember correctly. So that was actually pretty cool that you got that gear from Garrus originally. And then I think we're going to set my powers, and then I'll save this and move to the next video. And I'm going to do probably all of Grissom Academy in one shot. Now, Javik wound up being like my favorite as far as my supporting staff went. Because of all the characters you could bring in, Javik I think was probably the most effective at wearing down armor targets. He has a move that just eats armor alive, and it's deadly on, multiple targets if you get to spread. Only problem is that using it often causes him to stand up and expose himself, so you gotta be careful with him. And he's highly aggressive, so he'll charge in. Anyway, we're gonna start Grissom Academy on the next video. My name is Matt Cat, and I will see you there for one of my favorite parts of the game. Have a good one, folks.